What is up, my friends? Welcome back here to another Call of Dragons. My name is Shinchi42. If you guys like Call of Dragons video, consider subscribing. We are creating regular Call of Dragons content now. Now, if you like this video and you find this helpful, please do share it to everyone so we can help more people. And as well as press like onto this video or put a heart onto the video. Now, let's talk about how to change faction in Call of Dragons. This is a very important detail because everyone will probably at some point change faction in the game. So let's talk about first what is the best faction in Call of Dragons. So there are 3 factions in Call of Dragons. So a lot of people deem League of Order to be one of the best faction, which is a really good one. Really good for PvP and also helps out in the gathering speed as well. So, League of Order is definitely one of the best for PvP and as well as Wilderberg. So, Wilderberg gives you 3% and as well as destructive engineering makes everything faster when you're destroying an enemy building. So, the Spring Wardens, though, is also a good, for more of a cavalry setup, though, for Spring Warden. Because this one is going to give you a Legion march speed and as well as heal speed. If you're free to play, I would say Spring Warden maybe is the best faction for you because you can heal faster, you can compete fast, you can compete more in the battlefield during war times. But if you are a spender, I would say go for the League of Orders or go for the Wilderberg. Now, to determine which is the best faction as well, we cannot just say Wilderberg or the League of Order is the best. It really depends on the situation that you are in, which we're going to tackle that today in this video. Now, let's talk about the best starting faction. To decide what is the best starting faction is to decide on which is the best starting hero. Now, there is definitely a good debate between Waldir and as well as Guanwin. For me, I would say Guanwin is the better match in here because Guanwin does really well in the behemoth raids in comparison to Waldir. Waldir will be great for PvP, but the Guanwin hero can perform both in PvP and as well as in PvE. So I should say, if you start out a faction in here in the game, you pick Spring Warden and later on you could make a change. So for me, I started with the Wilderberg and now I am making a change in here. So let me give you a quick overview here with the faction units. All right, this is very important as well. This is gonna really help you to decide when you decided to change faction in Call of Dragons. So the faction units, if you are going for Wilderberg, you are going to be focused onto the marksman units. So if your heroes are invested into marksman, I recommend that you go for Wilderberg. And if you're going for the magic units, then you should be going for League of Order. And if you're going for Spring Wardens, you need to be focused on cavalry units. So that's the basic general overview in here. Now, I did mention earlier with the League of Order, you are getting 10% overall gather speed bonus. Keep in mind that you could actually get 5% extra bonus of resource gathered from the work rhinos from the Wilderberg, which is also a really, really good skill from the work rhinos. As you can see, we're going to receive 5% extra resource after gathering resources. That's really high because if you're gathering a lot of resources, multiply that by 5%, and that's a lot of, extra bonus that you're going to be able to get from the work rhinos. All right. So I have decided that I'm going to choose the League of Order because of my situation in here. Right. So my situation right now is that I am running out of magic units. So I'm running out of Satyr Witches for my march, but I still have some flying units. Now, my flying units are marksmen, and my heroes are not invested into marksmen in here, as you can see. So, therefore, with this strategy that I am doing, I could either go for calves as well. But really, on the open field, the magic unit do really well. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to switch into, League of Order, so I can then have another march here that can perform in the battlefield. So when I ran out of my Vestals, I can then use my Celestials to battle in the field. So it gives me a lot more depth in my troops. So let's go and change faction in here. All right, so let's go and change faction in here. To change faction, there is some rule. No Legion, including Scouts, and Legion rallied within your cities or outside your city. So one thing to pay attention, if somebody went into your city Go to Alliance Center, and you can see that reinforcement capacity. You can kick them out of there. All right, just give you guys a good information from there. Neither your city nor your legions are in combat. No legions are currently being trained in your city. So I had somebody outside. I'm gonna bring her back, and then I don't have any units being trained right now. So now I can switch faction. All right, let's click this. I can change to League of Order. You can actually see the stats as well, the differences in here. So you can see from the Axeman, I will be gaining nothing in here. Similar stats for the Spearman, similar stats as well. To go into Ballistas, for Vestials, pretty much similar. I think the changes in here that you're going to see is going to be from, yep, there we go. So the flying units in here do really well when it comes to the combat for the Wilderberg, but for the Celestials in here, for the League of Order, it is going to decrease, all right? Now, we can also go and switch to Spring Wardens. You can see similar everything for the stats, all right? Actually, here for the Elk Riders, since they are ranged, they are going to get significant decrease when it comes to cavalry attack. But when we look into here, it is also decreased for the cavalry attack in here for the flying unit. But, you know, the marksman really for the flying units of the Wilderberg is really strong. So if you're looking for working into marksman units, you definitely want to go for Wilderberg. So let's go and change faction in here. One thing before we do this, to change faction, you need to have this change faction item. All right. So you get that at level 10. You can also buy that from, I don't know where you can buy that. You can buy that here, actually, from the shop. So this is going to cost 10,000 gems to change faction. All right, let's go do this and change to League of Orders. And as you can see, our buildings will also change here today. All right, let's change. Click next. And there we go. All right, due to the change of the city structure, the following buildings' location are invalid. Select building in a storehouse and reposition them. All right. So the design have changed a little bit. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna put the mint here. Wow. Okay. So I need to make some adjustments in my buildings in here. All right. I'll just put it over there instead. So this is now my new building. I don't really like to design. We can put one lantern there so we have some light at night. Let's click next, and then we are going to click confirm. Have I fully decided that I want to change faction? Well, yes. There we go. Faction change. It is going to reset. All right. And then once it's fully loaded, we will be seeing a new city now. All right. Now we are League of Orders. My screen is now green. I should have been blue actually because Spring Wardens are green. All right. So anyway, go deploy. So as you can see, whenever we would deploy, we can do Vestials. Now, if I ran out of Vestials, this is the thing that I was trying to point out. I can then bring in Celestials, right? So I have a flying unit that can attack at a distance. So, which is really good decision because now I can have two, basically, I doubled up my marches basically. I doubled up the amount of mage units I have or magic units I have in Call of Dragons by just doing a simple faction change in Call of Dragons today. So with that being said, I hope this video is helpful. And besides that, I'll see you guys again next time. Don't forget to sub to our channel for more tips and guides for Call of Dragons. And as well as if you find this video to be helpful, smash like. I'll see you again next time.